we got another sneak peek for Sister Wives, and it is about Kody and Meri going and getting released. And it is really bizarre because of Kody's double talk. Now, that's very normal because Kody's been double talking for forever at this point. But I still find it a little confusing. What is he hiding? Because Meri comes out and says that she's going to go and get a release. And Kody's actually been kind of against it, which was the first thing that perplexed me because I thought he was going to be like, great, this is amazing. Because in their belief system, within the AUB, I think this is a lot of Mormons as well. I don't understand where the differences are, but they got a spiritual marriage, which meant they were tied to each other for all eternity. And the release frees them from that. And Meri's like, we're not going to be together. Let's not be together, not together for the rest of eternity. So, and Kody's like, well, I don't want to deal with all this church BS. Okay, so I don't know whether he's saying he no longer believes in the religion, but if that's the case, then why does he care what she does? I can get her saying like, well, I'm not going to go do it, but you do whatever you want. But he seems really mad that she's doing it. And I'm wondering if it has something to do with the fact that she's going to go in front of the people that he used to respect. And they used to respect him enough to give him multiple marriages. Remember when we, I think it was the very first episode, he talked about how if you do a good job with one wife, you get more. And I now have 4. So clearly they used to think he was a good guy. Like, I'm not sure whether it's just an ego thing where now she's going to go and tell everyone that he's a bad person and she wants to be released from him and she's going to have to prove her case and whether it's that. And then he's like, it took her long enough to I just want her to go away because it took her long enough to figure it out. And I'm like, dude, you know what you could have done at any point in all these years the marriage has been over? Go to her and say it's over. She asked you. I don't even know how many times on camera. And you would always one second he'd say things like, I know you're waiting, but I'm not coming. But then he'd turn around and say, well, you're not wooing me. Like he was just too scared and chicken to ever tell her the truth, which is that he was done. And he would get really close to saying it or say it even in the past couple seasons in interviews, but then not to her face. He'd kind of backpedal. So I don't get what's going on with him why isn't he thrilled that she's getting this release? And that's why I believe there's something going on with him that he's hiding from. And when you're lying, your lies are all inconsistent. And I have no idea what it could possibly be. But none of this has made sense. Like if Meri and Christine were the worst thing that ever happened to his life, why doesn't he feel a million times better that they're now gone? I know when bad people have been removed from my life, I felt a million times better. And this guy is angrier and shoutier and all of that than he was when he had all of them. And he said his life was the worst thing it had ever been. So I don't understand with this whole Meri thing, why he's so mad that she's getting a release and why this isn't like the best news ever. And so I'm looking forward to this, to seeing what happens and seeing if we get any more context. So there you go.